Good morning, my name is Nicola. I'm going to be taking you through a yoga practice today for shoulders, neck and hips. So we're going to get started in an easy seated position, either Sukhasana or kneeling, whichever works for you. So we're going to take a nice long deep breath, raise the arms overhead and bring the hands down to the heart center. Again, raise the hands overhead. Look up slightly and palms to come together and down through heart center. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Fold. I'm just taking a few moments now to ground in, so grounding down through the sit bones. You may flutter the eyes closed or rest at a focal point about 2 or 3 feet ahead. Backs of the hands can be resting on the knees, palms facing up and open to receive. Again, nice long deep breath. Deep down into the core, just beneath the belly button, just here. And release, let it go with a nice long exhale. Out the neck. Again, nice long deep breath. Inhale in through the chest, past the rib cage, deep into the abdomen. And releasing with a big sigh. Coming into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite to fight and flight. Again, nice long deep breath. Extend through the spine. Engage through the core. And exhale at the mouth. Let it go. Letting go the remains of the day. Letting go what no longer serves you, coming into this present moment. A reminder as you go through the practice, if you move with breath, your body will move more with grace and ease. And if at any time throughout the asanas or postures you feel pain higher than a 4 to 6 out of 10, it's a good indicator you're going too deep. Or if you find yourself holding your breath, it's also an indicator you're going too deep. So please listen to your body and be where you are. Practicing ahimsa, which is non-violence. And breathe. Just taking a few moments here, grounding in. On the next inhale, we're going to engage the core, spine extends up. We're going to take the right hand over onto the left knee. We're going to take the left hand behind the hips, so becoming an extension of the spine. Inhale, engage, up through the spine, looking forwards, exhale, twist. Looking over the shoulders, shoulders stay back and down. And breathe. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you can take the neck over towards the right shoulder. Just feel that extra stretch along the side of the neck here. Again, shoulders stay down. Pulling the shoulders back and down. Inhale, release the arms. And again, on the next breath, we're going to take the left hand over onto the right knee this time. Taking the right hand behind the hip. Inhale, engage the core, extend up through the spine. And then exhale, twist. Shoulders stay back and down. And then again, if you want to go a little bit deeper, you can take the head back towards the left shoulder this time. And breathe. Release the hands. We're going to bring the left hand at the crease of the hip. Right hand comes over towards the ear. And then gentle pressure on the head as we warm up the spine here. Just waking up the spine. Nice long deep breaths. Inhale, we're going to take the hand out, floating off, flexing the hand, This is really good if you suffer from tension headaches. You should feel that extra pressure along the side of the neck. Again, shoulder stays back and down. Breathe. And then taking the left hand behind the waist, keeping the right hand where it is, and then we're just going to press the head up towards the hand. Again, press the head up, inhale and exhale. One more time, inhale up, exhale, release. Float the hands down, we're going to repeat that on the other side. So taking the right hand to the crease of the right hip this time, left hand comes over towards the ear, and then gentle pressure on the side of the head, and breathe. Slowly coming back up, we're going to extend the right hand out so it's floating in air, but keeping the shoulder down, flexing the hand. And again, gentle pressure along the side of the head, and breathe. Keeping the shoulders down. And then gently release, taking the right hand this time behind the waist. And again, gentle pressure on the side of the head. Inhale, going to push the head up towards the hand, resist. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale, release. Release the hands. Taking the left hand back to the crease of the left hip. We're going to inhale the right hand up. Extend through the ribcage. Nice, tall. Extending up. So extending through the intercostals, the muscles of the ribcage, and then slowly walk the fingers out, extending over towards the left. And breathe. So we're seated in Ardha Chandrasana, or seated half moon. Sit bones stay grounded here. Breathe. Sweep the hand around, bring the right hand to the crease of the right hip. Inhale the left hand up, again extend through those intercostals, the muscles of the rib cage, and then extend over towards the left. Maybe walking the fingers out, listening to your body. And again, sweep the hand around. We're going to repeat this 3 times. So inhale all the way up. Walking the hands out, maybe a little bit further this time. Extend over towards the left. Sweep the hand around. Repeat on the other side. Maybe having the fingertips out a little bit wider this time. Extend up. Grounding through the sit bones, reaching over towards the right. Sweep the left hand around. Inhale the right hand up, extend, and then over towards the left. Maybe coming down to the elbow this time, but making sure the sit bones stay grounded. Sweep the hand around. And last time, inhale the left hand up, extend up. Walking the fingers out, maybe coming down to the elbow, as long as those sit bones stay grounded. And coming back to center. We're going to walk the hands forwards, allowing the head to come down towards the chest. And just feeling that stretch along the scapula, the shoulder blades. Now from here you can either swing your legs around like so, or slowly, mindfully rolling over the knees and cross the legs, and then coming into our cat and cow stretch. So fingers are spread out like a starfish, rounding the fingers just like a crab would be on a beach, grounding down through the four bundas or four corners of the palm of your hands, and knees then underneath the hips. We're going to inhale as we take the sit bones up, arching the spine, neck reaches up, unless you have issues with your neck, and then you're going to keep the neck in neutral. So your choice, everything's a choice in yoga. Inhale up. Exhale, fold to Ardha Majrasana or stretching cat. Inhale to Bittilasana or cow pose. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more going at your own flow and pace of breath. After the third one, we're going to rest in tabletop. We're going to take the hands forwards as far as you can go, and then allowing the chest to come down to the earth, coming into Shisho Asana or puppy pose. So your hips this time are above your knees. So this is similar to a child's pose, but a slightly different position here. So you feel a nice stretch in those shoulders. Tops of the arms. And breathe into the pose. Inhale as we engage the core, coming down onto the elbows, reaching the pelvis forwards, and then coming into our Sphinx pose. So elbows are underneath the shoulders, grounding down through the hips, grounding down through the pelvis. Now if you have lower back issues, I encourage you to engage your glutes. Feet can either be hip distance apart or wider. Again, if you have lower back issues, a good idea to take the feet just a little bit wider. Pull the shoulders back and down, slight tuck in the chin, and hold here. And breathe. Now, if you want to go deeper, if you're not feeling too much in this stretch, you can either keep the arms at shoulder distance apart or take them wider. Will be a bit gentler for you. And then inhale, taking the arms straight, coming into seal pose. And breathe. Again, engage those glutes, protecting the lower back. And then slowly, mindfully coming back down, hand in front of the heart, and then pushing back up to a nice, easy seated position. Again, we're going to roll over the knees or swing the legs around, wherever you are. Coming back to that lovely tabletop position. So this time we're going to curl under the toes. We're going to start to push down through the feet, coming into that lovely triangle shape with the body into downward facing dog. So I'll get it out in a minute. Adho Mukha Savasana. So to start warming up the hips gently, we're just going to come high on the toes and back down. High on the toes, back down, and high on the toes, And back down. I'm going to walk the dog, bending one knee in towards the chest and then the other. If you want to go deeper, you can take your gaze underneath the opposite elbow as you bend the opposite knee. Walking the dog. Not forgetting your breath. And then from here, we're going to take the heels down. You need to have a micro bend in the knees, please, listen to your body. From here, we're just going to walk slowly up to meet your hands. Inhale, flat. Shoulders come back and down. Exhale. Inhale as you bend the knees deeply, spreading the arms out wide, reaching all the way up. And down to the heart center. Inhale. Exhale, diving in. Inhale, flat back. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. And from here, we're just going to hold on to the opposite elbows, swinging from side to side. Slight bend in the knees, listening to your hamstrings. And then from here, we're going to release the hands down. We're going to plant the left hand down, center of the feet. So feet are hip distance apart. And then inhale as we peel, bow and arrow the hand up. And breathe. Slowly, mindfully come back down. Replace the left hand with the right, and then bow and arrow, peel the other hand up. Again, if you need to micro bend the knees, listen to your body. And coming back down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands down. We're going to step, walk, or jump back to downward facing dog. And from here, we're going to raise the right leg up. We're going to bend at the knee. And we're going to take big hip circles with that knee. So taking the knee back, out to the side, and down. So back, out to the side, and down. And then coming down, coming high on the toes, stretching that leg all the way up. And then release that leg down. Let's walk the dog a little bit more. I'm going to repeat that on the other side. So raising the left leg up, bend at the knee, and then taking the knee out. Nice hip circles with that knee. Using your breath to nurture your body. And then again, stretch up tall, come high on toe. And then float that leg down. Again, walk from the door. Raise the right leg up. And this time we're going to bring the knee in and back out. So into the nose, up towards the elbow, back out. And again, come high on the toes, stretch, 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 and release. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side, so walk the dog first. Again, taking that knee up. Knee comes in towards the chest, out the elbow, back out. And again, coming high on the toe. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And release. Again, walk the dog. I'm going to take the right leg up, bend the knee towards the nose, step the foot to the outside of the right hand. You can either sit on the knee, your choice. So if you're staying high, so we're in lizard or prasasana. So that foot is slightly facing out. We're just going to hold here, nice gentle day to day. We're not coming down to the elbows. We're just going to hold here. So neck stays in line with the spine. Hold, grounding down through the hands, feeling the four corners of the palms of your hands. And again, curl the fingers. And heel toe the foot. Framing the foot. And then slowly come into a high lunge and breathe. So engage the inner thighs here to protect the knee. And breathe. Again, you have a choice to come down to the knee. Float the hands down. Take the right foot back to meet the left. And coming back to down dog. Inhale the left leg up this time. Come high on the toe with the right. Knee comes towards the chest. And then step the left foot to the outside of the right hand. Again, there's a slight 35 to 45 degree angle with the foot. And again, you can either stay high on the sole of the foot or come down to the knee, your choice. And staying high, we're just staying on the hands today, we're not coming down to the elbows. And breathe. So staying in lizard or prasasana. So this is a great hip opener. And breathe. Neck stays in line with the spine. Pull the shoulders back and down. And then slowly raise the left hand. Heel toe the foot so it's level with the hip. And again, you can either come down to the knee, just a little bit gentler on the body, or stay high on the toes. You're going to engage the core, come up onto the fingertips, and then rise up to a high lunge. Or low lunge, your choice. And then slowly float the hands back down. Then you're going to step the left foot back to meet the right. Coming back to down dog. And then from here, again, I'm going to raise the right leg up. We're going to open that hip. So taking the foot as far as you can. And then coming back. We're going to square off the hips. Knee comes up towards the nose. Come high on the left sole of the foot. And then bring the knee just in front of the right wrist. So taking that leg back. So taking the left leg back. Just looking back to make sure that the foot is level with the hip. So we're now in our lovely hip opener. So from here you can either stay on the hands as you are. You're going to pull the shoulders back and down. You can stay right here. Or you can come down to the elbows. You can stack two fists. You can take a block if you need. And then rest your head on your fist or block if you have one, or maybe books. Or if you want to go deeper, coming into Nero Kapotasana, straighten the hands out in front, and then rest your forehead on the earth. Nice long deep breaths here. Inhale as we start to walk the hands back up. We're going to come onto the right hip, left leg around. We're going to flex that left foot, engage the muscles, bringing the right heel in towards the thigh. So if you need a block here to assist you, feel free to do so. Blocks, books, whichever you need. We're going to inhale up, pelvis tilts towards the toe, and then exhale as we float the hands down to either the thigh, the knee, the calf, the ankle, or the foot. So this is Janusha Sasana or head to knee pose. And breathe. If you need to microbend the knee, microbend the knee. Listen to your body. And then from here, we're going to inhale up. We're going to take the right hand over, reaching back probably about 18 inches from your hip, depending on how long your arms are. Mine are quite long, so wherever it reaches, that's where it sits. So we're going to engage the core. Inhale, zip up, point the toe, ground down through the knee, or you can stay seated and just stretch back. So if you're seated, you're just going to go stretch. If not, come up on the knee, extend all the way back wherever you go, and release all the way back down. We're going to swing the legs back around and repeat all that from the other side. So, coming back to our down dog, taking the left leg up this time. Again, nice opening in the hip, taking the knee out towards the side, and then coming back, squaring off the hips, coming high on the toe, bringing the knee in towards the chest. Knee comes in front of the left wrist this time, and then walking that right leg back, looking back to make sure the heel is level with the hip. Coming into Kapotasana, pigeon pose on the left. And again, you can either stay right here, or if you want to come down onto the elbows. Elbows are level with the shoulders, stacking fists. Or if you have blocks, using blocks to rest your forehead on your fists or blocks. Or if you want to go deeper, taking the hands straight out in front. Coming into Nero Kapotasana or sleeping pigeon. So there's a tendency to want to sit over onto the left hip. We're not doing that. If you need to put a block underneath the hip or a book, feel free to do so. Nice long deep breaths here. And then on the next inhale, I'm going to slowly walk the hands back up. And then going over onto the left hip, we're going to swing the right leg around. Taking the leg straight out in front, flexing the foot. As the left heel comes in towards the right thigh this time. And then again, inhale the hands up. Exhale as you float the hands down, either the thigh, the knee, the calf, the ankle, or the foot. So coming into Janushirasana, head to knee. Again, if you need to microburn that knee or put a block underneath the knee, feel free to do so. Pulling the shoulders back and down. And then slowly, mindfully, as we inhale, coming all the way back up. This time we're going to reach the left hand, full rotation, and taking it back behind the hip, wherever it sits. Again, you can either stretch up like so, or pointing the right toe, ground down through the knee, and reaching up. Coming into wild thing, and breathe. And then slowly, mindfully coming all the way back down. And then from here, we're just going to ground down. We're going to get rid of those glutes, rocking from side to side. And then sweeping the hands back, coming into seated staff pose or Dandasana. So again, pull the shoulders back and down. Chin slightly tucked. And if you want to engage the legs, you can either stay right here. If you want to engage the legs, taking the heels off the earth as you engage those legs and breathe. And then slowly, mindfully release the legs. We're going to inhale the hands up. Exhale as we float the hands down again towards the knees, the shins, the ankles or the feet. This time the neck stays in line with the spine. We're not diving in here. So pull the shoulders back and down. Neck stays in line with the spine. Paschimottanasana or seated forward fold. And breathe. And again, inhale, flat back, pull the shoulders back and down, exhale, release. Maybe going a little bit deeper as the chest comes down to the thighs. Still the neck stays in line with the spine. Slowly coming back up. I'm going to bring the hands behind the hips about 6 inches. We're going to bend the knees, about a 90-degree angle. Feet are hip distance apart. We're going to inhale as we engage the core and start to tuck the pelvis, coming up into reverse tabletop. You can either keep the chin tucked. Again, pull the shoulders back and down as we engage, coming up. Or if you don't have any neck issues, you can take the head all the way back. If you want to go deeper, you can extend the legs, coming into reverse plank and breathe. And then slowly, mindfully bring the chin back towards the chest, slowly coming all the way back down. And release. Roll out the wrists, circling the wrists one way. And then circling the wrists the other way. Bring the shoulders up towards the ears and then back and down. And then reverse that, rolling the shoulders up and forwards. And then from here, we're just going to do a rock and roll, either coming into an inversion. So we're going to inhale, just massaging out the spine, engage the core so the feet stay off the earth. So rock and roll for 3. And then maybe either coming down gentler on yourself, taking the feet up towards the earth, hands plant down. This is an inversion. Or if you want to go deeper, you can come into assisted shoulder stand, which if you follow me, again, I rock and roll to come into shoulder stand. So again, 1 and 2 and 3. Knees come in towards the chest. Reaching the legs up towards the sky. Hands come to the lower back. Elbows come in as close as they can. And then engage that core and breathe. So Salamba Sarvangasana. Making sure the neck stays in line with the spine. We're not looking from side to side in this pose, so please do not look at the screen if you've decided to come into this position. Nice long deep breaths. This is good for the Vishuddha or throat chakra. Nice engagement in the core and the legs, maybe in the glutes. You can experiment here, maybe taking the legs out. And then the other way. Or maybe taking the legs out to a straddle. Your choice. If you have halasana or plow in your practice, you may follow me by gently engaging the core, taking the legs overhead, as far as your body will allow you to go. Maybe the tops of the feet reach back to the earth behind the head, maybe they don't, and it's okay if they don't. Maybe taking the hands out, so linking the hands together, coming into a bind. And maybe bringing the knees down to the ears, coming into knee to ear pose. And then slowly straightening the legs, coming back. Hands come back to the sacral spine. And then slowly coming out of it. Bend the knees in towards the chest. And slowly coming out with one vertebrae at a time. And then from here, we're going to keep the hands where they are. So at the sacral spine, at the tops of the glutes, we're going to point the toes. We're going to tuck the chin. And then coming up onto the elbows. Elbows come behind the ribcage. Coming into Matsyendrasana or fish pose. And then slowly, mindfully arching back. Again, if you don't have any neck issues. And breathe. Shoulders come back and down. And then slowly coming back, tucking the chin. Allow the elbows to come out wide and then slowly coming down. Now from here, if you have a strap, a belt, or something you can use as a strap, you may not even like using. If you're fairly flexible, you can just bring the knee in towards the chest. You can get the 2 peace fingers and hold on to the big toe. Pull the shoulder back. Again, if you need to bend that knee, micro bend the knee. Pull the shoulder back and down. Stay here for a few breaths. And then maybe consider taking the leg out to the side. So again, this is a lovely hip opener. So we're in Supta Utthita Padangusthasana. So big toe pose. So if you're using a strap, the strap comes to the crease of the baby toe and the crease of the big toe. So on the sole of the foot. And then maybe wrap the strap around your hand, allow the elbow to come down to the earth. You can stay here. If this is enough of a stretch for you, that's okay. It's a different stretch, different part of the hip. You should feel this in the hamstrings too. Or if not, if you want to go a bit deeper again, different part of the hip we're stretching here. This feels really nice. Taking the leg out to the side. Now, if you have a block, you can set up a block underneath your, or maybe 2 blocks underneath your side of your foot, and breathe. The other hand stays on the hip. So we're not coming off the glute here, we're staying grounded on that left hip. Shoulders stay grounded. Nice long deep breaths. And then slowly, mindfully on the next inhale, slowly going to bring the heel back to center. Nice bend in the knee towards the chest. Release the strap. And then maybe just take the knee out to the shoulder and then across the body just towards the waist rather than the hip. So inhale to shoulder. Exhale towards the waist. Inhale and exhale. Again, going at your own flow and pace of breath, just stretching out a different way to what we just did. And then we're going to repeat that on the other side. So I'm just going to turn around so you can see me. So again, you can either bring the knee in towards the chest, holding on to the big toe with the 2 peace fingers, taking the foot up towards the sky. This light micro bend in that knee. You can stay right here. You pull the shoulder back and down. Shoulders stay grounded. Or if you want to go deeper, taking the leg out to the side. And breathe. Or again, if you want to use a strap, a belt, whatever you have that you can use as a strap, the strap comes to the crease of the baby toe, crease of the big toe, coming onto the sole of the foot. Raise the leg up, towards the sky. Again, might bend that knee, maybe twisting the strap around the hand. Again, you can stay right here. The other hand comes to the hip. Maybe if you want to go deeper, you can take the leg out to the side, coming to a nice hip opener. Making sure the glute stays grounded to the earth. Breathe into the pose, and maybe your body will relax just a little bit deeper as you rest into the pose. Now be mindful that one side is normally different to the other, so whereas you may have been tight or loose yesterday, your body may be different today. So one day is always different to the other, so be mindful where you are. And as the body relaxes in, maybe your body will release deeper into the pose, but staying grounded on the sit bone on the right side this time. So in sleeping big toe pose. So we can also do this standing. And then on the next inhale, we're going to slowly take that leg back up to center. Bring the knee in towards the chest. Release the strap. We don't need the strap anymore. And then bringing the knee in towards the chest, over towards the shoulder. And then taking the knee across towards the waist. No further than the hip. We're not coming into a twist. Inhale over. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then from here, we're just going to bring both knees in towards the chest. We're going to circle the knees, massaging out the sacral spine. One way. And then the other way. And then from here, we're just going to come into happy baby. So holding on to either the sole of the feet or the heel. So bringing the knees in towards the shoulders or wherever anatomy will take you. If you're here, that's okay too. So bringing the knees in towards the shoulders or holding on to the sole or the heel. So ideally the ankles are above the knees, but again, if you're not there, that's okay too. Shoulders pull back and down. And then try to engage the pelvis, allowing the sacral spine to come down to the earth. And then maybe rocking from side to side, massaging out those kidneys, the lower organs. Nice long deep breaths. Ananda Balasana, happy baby, smile. We're nearly there. And then from here, bringing the knees together. Giving ourselves a nice little hug, chin towards the knees. And then taking the feet out wide. We're going to bring the arms out to a cactus. So elbows low with the shoulders, palms facing up. We're going to take the feet as left up, mat allowing the knees to fall out towards the left side. If this is enough of a stretch for you, that's okay. Looking over towards the right palm, However, if you want to go just a little bit deeper, taking the heel of the left foot just above the knee on the thigh of the right. And breathe. And then release the foot if you put it on the thigh, and then slowly bringing the knees back up. Feet stay at mat distance apart, and then allowing the knees to fall over towards the right, gaze comes over towards the left elbow. Again, you can stay right here, or taking the heel of the right foot this time just above the knee on the thigh of the left. So feeling that lovely opening in the hip again. And then slowly coming back to center. We're going to finish in Shavasana. So taking the feet out mat distance apart, allowing the feet to fall out to the sides. Bringing the shoulders away from the ears. Arms come out to the sides, palms facing up and open to receive. Taking nice long deep breaths deep down into the core. And releasing with a big sigh. Again, nice long deep breath in through the chest, past the rib cage, deep into the abdomen. Releasing that nice big long sigh. One more time. Again, coming into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the opposite to fight and flight. Just resetting the body here. Resetting the nervous system. Relaxing the muscles of the forehead. Relaxing the muscles along your cheeks. Allowing your jaw to release slightly. Allowing your tongue to release from the roof of your mouth. Just allowing your body to sink deep down into the earth. Feeling supported. A reminder you have everything that you need in this moment. You can stay here for as long as you need. Or you can be in an easy seated position at the front of your mat, closing off our practice. So if you're doing that, you're going to roll over onto one or left, your choice. Taking one arm underneath your head, coming into a fetal position, rolling over onto that side. Right hand rests in front of the heart, and then pushing up, coming into whichever seated position you wish. Again, you can be kneeling, you can be cross-legged in Sukhasana, towards the midline, your choice. Inhale, hands up, overhead, down through heart center. Inhale up, looking up maybe this time, and then exhale through heart center. Again, inhale up. Exhale down, resting the hands at Anahata Chakra, your heart chakra. Maybe fluttering the eyes closed or resting your gaze at a focal point about 3 or 4 feet ahead. Engage through the core, stretch the spine up towards the sky. Shoulders come back and down. Tucking the chin slightly. May be happy, may be healthy, may be peaceful. May you awaken to the light of your one true nature. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining in our practice today. If you have any questions, please feel free to mark in the comments. Please like and subscribe if